a very good couple of days, kind of a good week. The last time you saw us, or heard us technically, we were talking about other floral things. And this
Shocker.
this week we are going to talk about wedding cleanups and what does that look like. Some of our stories, what we have seen and not just been through, but what we've kind of done with the wedding cleanup stuff. It's a different kind of crowd for one. You kind of have to be a night owl, which is not in my plethora of space. But other than that, cleanups have been pretty okay. We've got some wild stories, and we're going to talk about what we do to reduce waste with it as well, because the wedding industry, sadly, is a very wasteful industry because no one has a dog that's also named Buster that has the same date as you for the same napkins, for the same cocktail hour, and they get thrown out.
Hue.
Yes, in the same color, So
by the way, Liza here.
Yeah, Liza and Lizzie here this week.
And sponsored by Lovely Native Flower Farm.
Heck yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. It's who he is.
We both actually have degrees. She does know grammar.
I do. But just on special occasions.
Yeah, for sure. So, wedding cleanups are definitely, there's different layers to it. And I feel like when we break out our contracts at the bottom, we always have a section that talks about the wedding cleanup. And we always offer it as, if you would like to remove this line item, you could do that yourself. But sometimes people don't realize, first of all, they don't realize how tired they're going to be after planning, being there all day, and everything else that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things that some people don't realize is many venues have a very specific window of when you have to be finished cleanup.
Yeah. And then the vendors or you guys can get in trouble because some places are very turn and burn and you have to get out of there. Otherwise, you're charged literally hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Because it's extra for them to pay their people.
Well, and sometimes they have staff that comes in just to reset for the next day. So they've got a team that is stripping everything out. And if you're not out in time for strike down, what happens then is you've got a whole other staff that is on standby, ready to set and flip that space for whatever's happening the next day, a lunch, a brunch, a corporate event. I mean, some of these places that are bigger, they're used in so many different ways.
Yeah. Sometimes they're not just for wedding venue stuff. Like we were just at a venue in Philly, and the next day they had a very large corporate event, and the bride thought, everybody thought that they could just clean up the next day when their next event was the next morning?
Yeah, at 9:00 in the morning.
Yeah. So I don't really know what happened. They cleaned up their stuff. They also had a lot of guests. She had a lot of bridesmaids, so I'm sure that somehow, some way she had people. But when we were talking about cleanup, because it was probably one of the first times we actually could talk to the bride for more than like 5 minutes and then drop off the bouquet and leave.
Well, she came to us.
Yeah.
She it's funny. Sometimes brides are you can tell they're nervous and they don't know what to do with that energy. So they come and they talk to different people about different things that kind of aren't about the wedding in a way.
Yeah. And when we were talking about the cleanup, the mom was like, "Oh yeah, we'll just get your dad to do it." And I was like, I don't think he's gonna want to do that, but I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut because that's not my conversation. Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me, but I am gluten-free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungry Root. Now, Hungry Root is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, paleo, different preferences and things like that. So what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungry Root team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day-to-day life, and I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre-applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website, and I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungryroot. But yeah, it's been
and the logistics of it. We come in, we have crates, like if it's scattered vases, we have crates that are used like you would see in a restaurant dishwasher. They're sturdy, they handle all the weight, they can do all of the things. But if you have your own vases and your own setup, you then have to pick all of that back up and get it out of there.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean it's a tedious process, especially if you have a lot of stuff to set up. It's a lot to clean up. Like most of the time it goes a lot faster than setup does, which is understandable because you're not taking the time to place the tapers, to do this, to do that.
The detail's not there.
Yeah, and you've got to make sure that stuff doesn't get knocked over. And we've had to work with some pretty packed tables before, and I guess in my mind, I guess I compare, like not farmhouse tables, like firehouse tables compared to like the typical 10-person table. That's what, like,
they're 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah, I mean, they're large tables. And like, oh, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have that, and like 6 different things with flowers on this one table, including candles and all of that. And the setup of it all is kind of split in half when you have smaller tables and getting everything to fit. We have had times where we couldn't even fit votives on the table because there's champagne, there's water, there's wine glasses,
That's always one of our questions. Are you full service or is this a buffet? And if they have linens on the tables, those traditionally are more narrow. It's your farmhouse tables with the exposed wood that tend to be wider. Tend to.
Which we love, but sometimes they show a little bit more
wear and tear.
A little bit more use. There's definitely
a little more love.
There's definitely a couple of venues where we can look at the tables and go, oh, these have been like used and abused. Like these poor tables are just
and seat cushions.
Asking.
Oh my gosh, seat cushions are another thing.
Disgusting.
Like, they need to be washed, thrown out, or dude, flip that one over.
Well, I've tried to flip stuff over before, but then they're covered. And they're covered in wine stains. Like, goodness, I can't imagine being a cleanup person for like tables and chairs and all of that kind of stuff. Like, no. So that's why I'm glad we do flowers. But the thing that I think I love most is the whole dynamic of vendors when you're cleaning up. Because at first
it's totally different.
Oh, wow, this is so beautiful. Like, everybody is like on it. You're getting set up. You're in the zone. Like, you're doing your thing. And then at nighttime, you could show up in your pajamas cleaning up and they wouldn't care. Like, the amount of times that I've actually shown up in pajamas to certain venues before, like, appropriately, not like plaid, but like sweatpants and a sweatshirt. They don't care.
No, because it's late and they just are excited you're there. You're showing up and you're getting your stuff out of there. Just
and by the time the planner is already in her slippers, out of her heels that she's been in for 12 hours.
They're in sweatshirts and sweatpants.
Like, sometimes they've changed. If the guests are out, the normalness comes out. That's the whole thing. Like, we've had a couple different stories about like cleanups, and I wish we had we should have written them all down before and came up with the team of questions of what it was like. But I think even this year we've had a couple, not like hiccups, but just a different kind of, like, I don't know, it's just been different this year. I don't know if it's been more chaotic.
It's been different expectations. We've worked in different not different locations, because we're very incredibly fortunate that we get to have repeat vendors and repeat spaces. But I feel like some of the expectations are so different this year. Every year is different. Every year is different. Where last year it seemed to be much more relaxed. This year is so much more frantic. I feel like it's a very frantic cleanup. And I think one of the things that brides often will ask is, what are you going to do with my flowers after? So let's talk logistics of that. If you have scattered vases, we go back and we pick up all of the scattered vases.
Mm-hmm.
And many times, honestly, what we'll do is I'll take them by the handful, like I take them out of their containers and then put them in vases. And sometimes we donate those to other spaces because they're still fine. If it's a round table and it's a typical centerpiece, that round centerpiece,
like a disposable bottom. A couple of our brides too have asked for like the compotes in the bottom, so we still get our stuff back, but they want the flowers in like a lower dish so it can be picked up out of the compote and then kind of and then their guests can take it home, which is fine with me. Like, if anything, it's easier for us because we can just lift it out and then we have our stuff back and it's clean. It's not covered in oasis. It's not wet. Like, it's, you know, I feel like in that sense, I think it makes more sense.
Sometimes the other people there will take flowers too, like the other workers, like they're happy to take flowers. Like
caterers, I feel like, are some of the most grateful people to take flowers home. Like, because they're cleaning up the glasses and the trash and the plates and the napkins and like all of it. And we made it was on a head table. It was a huge head table. It was probably like 6-10 people tables put together. It was long. But she wanted a meadow, like a moss meadow. So there's like moss and like low dishes and oasis and
flowers.
And flowers like kind of sticking out. It's kind of like Barbie Fairytopia meets the Lorax
and Alice in Wonderland.
But like all the way down the table, like a flower meadow runner kind of thing. Very kind of like minimal, but it's, if you have a lot of it, kind of like maximalist vibes. But we were just gonna take them home and throw them out, and the caterers came up.
They all weren't in water. So that's one of the few instances where it was like, I don't think we can save these.
And sometimes we get lucky and we can take the flowers home but back to the flower barn and press them. We can still keep them in our little vases that we have on our tables and watch them until they move on to the next life. So I feel like we don't ever really throw anything out other than stems when we're like designing and things like that. Like that's different. But the caterers took tons and tons and tons of those trays home. We joke about it. We call it the like the butter dishes because it looks like a butter tray and you just put a stick in there. But they're plastic and we reuse them a lot. So it's been interesting this year for sure.
It definitely has been.
Yeah.
It's a whole different feel. But I think one of the things that bothers me the most is how much wax we were throwing out. Where you can donate candle wax, but it has to be, it was really specific. It wasn't just, oh, we take wax. It was this way and this type and scent. If you're going to send that, it is heavy. And I was like, that defeats the purpose of it kind of being, I wanted it to be financially responsible as well as environmentally responsible. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. And it was too far for us to drive. And then where are you going to store everything? And I just was like, what are we going to do? So for a long time, I took stuff to the high school, and Lizzie, you can explain that whole melt the wax, do the fiber. Cause like, to me, that sounds like I'll burn myself.
So what we did in high school was batiking, BATIKING, I think. It's a type of, I mean, maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a type of like fabric art. So you have your canvas and it's like a loose piece of fabric. You create a frame and you have to staple the fabric like around your frame. It's kind of like a normal, you have your normal canvas, you have your frame. It's like typical canvases, but the fabric is just different. So
it's tight across it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, super, super tight. So you draw your outline on it with like a pencil or whatever. You make your stencil, you put it underneath, you go over it and do all that. And
she
then
makes it sound like It's easy. I'm already overwhelmed, but go ahead.
Well, there's these special kind of brushes too, and there's a big pot of melted wax. And you can, now it's been a long time since I've done it, but you can have different kinds of colors of wax. There's types of inks that you can have. Your batiking is you creating your outline, and then you have, I don't think it's watercolor, I think it's a type of ink that you create your sections out with the wax because it stops and it doesn't transfer the ink from each other. So like my turtle that I used to have, I think it's upstairs in the attic actually. I think it's up there.
Oh my God, I hope it didn't melt.
Yeah, that would not be good. But you can create art with it. So what we would do is we would take it to the high school. Our teachers would melt it, and they would just have wax to batik with for forever.
Well, it's really funny because they said it used to be hard to find the wax, and then I was like, "Oh my God, I have all this wax!" So they were like, "Yay! Thank you so much!" And then, a couple weeks later, I'd bring them more, and they were like, "Oh, okay, this is great." Then they would be like, "Oh my God, there's more wax," and I was like, "You have no idea the amount of wax that we go through." And they were like, "Okay, Uncle, we have enough," and I was like, "Okay." So we were back to buckets and buckets, like literally 5-gallon buckets, trash bags, like all of this wax. Yeah. So it was like, this is stupid. We've got to figure this out.
Yeah. And candles aren't cheap.
No.
Like, especially when it all adds up. I know anything can be expensive if you add it all up, but still, like it adds up pretty decently.
It does. It does. So we all sat down as a team and we were like, why aren't we just creating candles? So that's what we ended up starting to do. Inspired by the different scents of flowers and herbs and plants that we have here on the farm.
And honestly, what we gravitate towards too.
Yeah.
Like, especially out in the field.
Yeah. So we were just like, you know what? We're going to melt the wax. So we got pitch. And is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it the best way?
They're like, honestly, they're ugly candles.
Yeah.
Like they're just, but you can still burn them. They're reused. They smell good.
And I like to think, okay, so let the cheese like flow here, but I like to think that, imagine all the love that is in that wax. Imagine all of the love, the joy, the moments, the everything, the speeches, like everything that is tucked into that candle, into that wax, like it's absorbed into that space, and we get to put it back into candles and share that. It just, I don't know. I feel like it's a happy.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool, happy. It's a really cool story. So we have like our own little burner. We do it safely, of course, in the farm barn.
There's a real science behind it. You can't have it too hot. You can't have it too cold. It's like,
because then it layers weird, and sometimes there's like a film on it. And if your wax is too hot, it can burn off the scent of the essential oils or whatever kind of
lay in there correctly.
Yeah, and then it's loose. So it's like it's kind of weird. Yeah, but it works.
Yeah.
So,
and the different scents are at different temperatures too. Which that in itself, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, so what was it? Like, lavender was it easy?
I think lavender has a very low, like not smoke point, but it has a very low heat tolerance, where eucalyptus has a much higher heat tolerance, which kind of makes sense because eucalyptus is so oily.
Yeah. And peony too. Like that one was super easy to do. Like, because there's like different scents that you can get. So I feel like
there's a difference between fragrance oils and candle oils, which I didn't like. Yeah. Like, I guess because of their intensity.
Yeah. No, it's a different kind of world, that's for sure. So it's been a really cool journey coming from, like, Mom, like you said, the love and like the perspective behind it, because, we work with these brides for sometimes 2 years, sometimes a year and a half, sometimes 6 months, depending on how much you need or how much they choose to be with us, or whatever their date is. We work with them, we order them, they're there for hours throughout the evening, and then they come back with us. And most of the time we've got to put them in the cooler so that the wax kind of not detaches, but like
it pulls away. Yeah, it becomes malleable, so you can get it out of the candles.
Yeah,
so you're gonna clean everything out.
Yep, and then we put them in the container, and then we kind of just go from there. I'm excited for the winter because then we can make a ton of candles.
Yeah.
A ton of candles. Yeah. I think it would be cool to put that, like, that love story behind just all of them. Because it
Yeah.
is special.
It really is.
Mhm.
It really, really is. So,
Yeah. It's really, really cool.
yeah. I don't know. Spread the love with light. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, there's so many like cheesy one-liners that come to mind, but I don't know.
Yeah, but we can definitely come back with some crazy wedding cleanup trauma stories. I think that would be a fun one to do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll have to write it down. We'll have to have Kinley, Amber, and you and I do this.
Yeah, because I feel like we're the main cleanup people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
or even just setup stuff too, because setups can be crazy.
mm,
Crazy.
it's all crazy, but that's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Welcome to the crazy.
Yeah. Welcome to the flowerness. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I know that this was a quick one, so I know we always talk about the grocery store and that your run has been good, but wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we hope you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, sleep, whatever it
Evening.
is. Yeah, dinner, whatever, lunch, breakfast, whatever it is that you may be doing. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with us and listen about candles and wedding cleanup things. And you can also go to our website to check out the candles. Hopefully
and
we'll
our Etsy as well.
Yeah, and our Etsy has them, so I will put them in the show notes so that you can get them.
I hope people don't think this is like a shameless plug. That's not what this is.
No.
This is like a, hey, how do we reuse the wax? Because
Yeah.
I don't think people think of the wax. Everybody's always so focused on the flowers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't eat that. And we do all of those things. I'll put out a poll on Instagram. Hey, we have flowers. Where should they go?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody thinks of the wax. So this episode is for the wax. Yes,
it's for the candle lovers. So we hope you guys have a wonderful everything, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Hey guys, just dropping a line to tell you about Patreon.
So I asked them, meaning Mom and Amber, what is Patreon anyway? Because I honestly had no idea. So we're going to explain it to you from our perspective so that you understand and so that I understand.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Patron? We're drinking tequila? Great. So Patreon is for less than a cup of coffee, those fancy coffees that y'all like, a day, you can sign up to become one of our members.
A little family.
Exactly. And what does that get us?
It gets us some freebies, some special episodes that other people do not get access to. You can interact with us on a special platform where we can ask you questions and interact with you. It's tons of fun.
Mm-hmm. And even on those special episodes, we might be less censored than we are already. And we're going to have a couple fun ones that we can just kind of throw in there and talk about and laugh and go on tangents and have fun. So I hope that you all enjoy it because we're going to have fun along the way. We're crazy excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Back to the episode now. Bye.
Gracias.